Hello everyone, welcome back. So in the previous video we have talked about how to add a SSH key, how to enable the two-factor authentication. In this video we are going to create our very first pipeline using BitBucket. So if you have not enabled 2FA or you have not added the SSH key, you will not be able to work on the BitBucket pipeline. So if you have skipped those two videos, please go ahead and watch and then come back to this video. So now without wasting any time, let's quickly implement that. Log into your BitBucket account, navigate to the repository where you wanted to implement the pipeline. Once you are there, you see that we have got something called pipelines. Go to the pipelines, and once you will go to the pipeline, you will see the same screen, the similar kind of screen that I have shown you in the previous slide. Scroll down and it is saying that start your first pipeline, which is recommended. We are going to use the same. We will select starter pipeline, and then it is saying that it is an editable file. Okay, this is the very first pipeline that we have got. You can add the variables over here. We'll talk about these later on. If you want to see the documents, you can just go ahead, and these are some documents that you can read, like configure bitbucket pipelines.yml, because again we are going to use YML file over here. So you see here we have got some sort of image which is running on some Docker container. So our previous pipelines in the Azure DevOps and inside our GitHub Actions, those were running on a Ubuntu platform. These are running on a Docker container. That is why we are saying some image which is saying Atlassian default image :2. To prepare the pipelines, we have to use the parent keyword is pipeline, and these are the default steps and running parallelly. Parallelly means these steps are going to run parallelly at the same time. And then we have got few steps where we say that deploy to staging. This is the staging environment. Then we have got a step deploy to production, and here we say that trigger is manual. That means we can deploy to staging environment if we wanted to have some other environment. Let's say that this is the test environment, and we will say that deploy to test, and this is staging environment. So we can directly deploy to test, we can directly deploy to staging, but for production it will be a manual intervention. That means we are doing continuous delivery, but we are not doing continuous deployment. Okay, now we have got these. Every single thing is similar to what pipelines we have developed in Azure DevOps as well as GitHub Action as well inside our Jenkins. We have steps, we need to provide the name of the step, then we have some script, and we are introducing our script. And in this script, in the coming videos, we will put our own sfdx script. Okay, go ahead and click on commit file. So what it is going to do is it is going to create this file inside your master branch, and you see here, hooray, you have successfully set up your first pipeline, and this is also running. You see here we've got build and test, we have got lint, security scan. These are parallel pipelines, that's why these are bundled up, these are running together. And then we have got some sort of deployment to test, deployment to staging, and deployment to the production environment, which is a manual intervention. So we will wait for these to execute, and then we will also deploy to the production environment. Now you can see here all our steps are done. We can just go ahead and deploy to the production. Basically we are promoting to production environment whatever we have done up to staging environment. You can just go there and deploy to production org. So this is now running. You can just click here on this build to see whatever the outcome is coming and whatever the commands we have developed. Now you can see here your deployment to production script goes here. If you click on that, it is going to see you whatever it was there for that script. And if you get back to your source environment, you will be able to see that this is the BitBucket pipeline that you have developed for this purpose, for this video and in this demo. Okay, so this is it for this video. Thank you for your time, and in the coming videos we will talk about how to create the environments, how to set up the deployments, and how to create the variables as well. Thank you.